Hey everybody, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and our mostly weekly Cash or Trash. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. We've been pretty good about this here lately. I think we will be missing, there will be no Cash or Trash next week probably, because I'm going to be gone, but we've been pretty good about this. We'll see how steady we continue to do it once football season gets going. And if the Chiefs are playing during this time, we'll either have to move it or do something else. So let's see what we got hanging out. We had Unruly Tailgate. What is going on, my friend? Deep House looking for some meh with his fries and the Coke. Sam, I am. What is going on? Sure, Cam Stances. Welcome. Big Bolus guy. there's a man. I think he wanted some pepper on that though. Jay Hood, welcome. Hi, Ian. Welcome. Glad you can make it this week. Thanks. Yes, definitely. Go Chiefs. Actually, that was impressive and boring. Like that was old school SEC football last night, man. 10-3 10-3. That was a little surprising. I did not expect it to be that low scoring, but you guys get the win, so that's good. Let's see who we got. We got RN. Welcome. So those are all the people popping here initially. So this is our weekly Cash or Trash, where I look at this week's comics according to CBSI and Comic Tom and Key Collector, and I dump on them. That's usually the case. Not completely. But I make predictions. What I think is going to happen over the next 6 months for between now and when I do my look back, whether I think they're going to keep going, whether I think they're going to fall back. And then I try to give some logical reasons, which, as we all know, the comic book market is not logical many times. So why I think that. But these are my predictions. Sure to go wrong. So take them with a grain of salt. But this is just my opinion, and we're having some fun with this. So what are the categories I throw these books into? Hello, Melissa. Welcome. I'm glad you like the channel. Thank you. So what do I throw these what categories do I throw these books into? Let's get in here. We got our Stray Cats, homie. We got books that I think are going to continue to rise, continue to grow in value over this period. And I might sometimes call out a book I think might fall back this week or over the next 6 months, but long term is definitely Straight Cash. We got our, where's it at? It's out of order. There it is. We are worth it. Oh, it's totally worth it at the current value. It may not go up much, but it's going to stay at least right where it's at. This is probably what you're looking at for a value there. We got our Hobby books. Books I think are going to fall back a little bit, but are probably going to stay about in the same range. We got our It's a Trap. These are books I think are going to fall back significantly. There's no real reason to chase these books at these values. There's no long-term sustainability here. And then, of course, we always got to occasionally had to throw in a, come on, man, like, what are we thinking as a collective comic book community? And, every so often there's just an absolute dumpster fire going on. So those are the categories that I like to lump these books into, very specific predictions. Unreally saying he stepped on pirates. Well, we'll see. We'll talk about that one here in a minute. Comic Mag Musings. What is going on, Bill? BB, welcome. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. So let's get started. Let's see what we got. All right, first up, we got Cara, number 1. Scott Snyder put out some tweets this week saying it had been optioned for a TV show. So, of course, this $10, $15 book is suddenly a $20 to $30 book. This actually hit both lists this week. 9.8 going for $166. The A cover. There's 14 variants of this cover, just for the that they were talking about on Tom's list when they talked about it. Howdy Comics for Blaine, welcome. So $20 to $30. Hey, we just got the rights optioned. This is a standard, always. Oh, something just got optioned, literally this week. It's always I'll be back. People forget. You're looking at 2, 3, sometimes 10 years before these actually become something. Sometimes they never become something. This is always an I'll be back. If it was going for more, then you start moving in the trap range, 20 to 30. It's still probably an I'll be back. Yeah, this is It is printed pretty high because in addition to like the 14 covers you could get, there was also a what was the funding thing? Kickstarter. So there's also some Kickstarter things that are like exclusive too. So yeah. This is probably a pretty realistic timeline. If not, and that might be optimistic. So there you go. Yeah, definitely I'll be back. I would say $10 to $15, $10 to $20 in 6 months. So yeah, down from 20 to 30 to a $10 to $20 book. That's pretty typical. Sometimes it crashes more than that. This one, I think it had a little bit of buzz anyway. So I think it was already going 10 to 15 based on what they said. So yeah, I think it'll probably stay. It'll be back in that $10 to $15 range. Next, we got Moon Knight. #1, the second print 1 in 25 JR variant, John Romita Jr. Of all this Moon Knight, this 1 in 25 is going for $45, $50, so double ratio on a 1 in 25 second print of the current Moon Knight series. So this is not any big keys. Just cut. Maybe it was closer to 10. Yeah, meh, right here. That's ugly. That is not even an attractive Moon Knight cover. Like, there's a lot of really cool Moon Knight covers you can get for $40, $50. Why on earth would you pay that to this one? The cover's atrocious. The cover's awful. God, look at the sickly, disproportionate legs. So yeah. So my thought on this one is, I get Moon Knight covers tend to do pretty well, but I don't see why this one would. There's no particular key unless I'm missing something. Unless somebody knows there's a key to this current Moon Knight #1, other than it's a new restart of the series. I'm going all in on this being an absolute. I expect this to be end of ratio, 6 months. There's got to be something other than that cover because that cover is not that good. I get Moon Knight fans are crazy. They love their stuff. But no, I just don't see it with this one. I want a few Moon Knight cheeseburger. Yeah. Let's see. It seems like everybody $6, $6 book in 10 days. I don't know about that, but where's the life of it? We need one. It kind of, yeah, it's just bad. You let the moon squatter out there. I don't know. It's just not a very good cover. All right, we're going to move on from that trap to Stray Dogs Gallery #1, cover gallery #1. This was a 1 per store kind of, oh, here, thank you from the Stray Dogs team. This is literally just the covers for the series. That's it. There's no new material, no nothing. These are just covers that appeared in the series. It's a 1 per store. I get there's not a ton of them. It's going for $100 to $150. Yeah, that's the low end. It's a cover. Like, when have cover galleries ever held any long-term value? There's no new material here. It's just a cover gallery, and people are paying $100 to $150. Are you freaking kidding me? What are we spending our money on? I think it's actually more legitimately, this is what it's going to be value-wise, but to me, this is a dumpster fire. This is why we're all suckers. This is why the comic community is considered marks. That people are paying $100 to $150 for this thing. Right? This is great. LSS is asking $199 for. Yeah, I mean, they're asking crazy price, and they have. This was just a throw-in 1 per store. Yeah. Well, it's just the covers that have been out. Like, all these are. It's just a reprint of all the covers for the series. Yeah. Definitely. All right. So yeah, I don't get this. I've never known a cover gallery to ever hold any kind of value, and definitely not $100 to $150. I don't care how limited it is. They're still talking what between 2,000 and 3,000 shops nationwide that probably got one of these. So it's not like 500 of these are out there. And it's, again, just reprinting covers. I don't get it. Next, we got Ultimate Fallout 4 Facsimile. So this is the facsimile. The Marko Djurdjevic limited to 1,000. So basically, they reprinted in virgin form his cover that he did for Ultimate Fallout 4, the 1 in 25, and they limited to 1,000 for this facsimile. $75 is what this is going for right now. Nothing new here. This is just a reprint of the one nobody can get, nobody can afford anymore. They slapped this cover back on the facsimile. To me, like, it's $75. I just would like go on and buy me like an actual second print instead of this facsimile thing. I would be. It is a store exclusive. I did not write that down. I forget. Yeah. You saying 10 to 25. To me, 75 seems high as all get out, but it is miles. People are obsessed with it. Like, I would go get the the Mexican version that was printed at the same time that has this cover. It is an insidious cover hustle. It definitely is. But I think I wanted to put like dumpster fire, trap, all kinds of stuff on this. I think it's probably this, though. I don't think it's got like a huge ceiling, but my guess is it probably holds in this 70-ish, $75-ish range. I want to be wrong. I want to think we're smarter than that, but I don't think we are. Actually, community. Sorry, realized I never actually filled that one in. So yeah, I think it holds. I do. I want to be. I hope I'm wrong on that one. I mean, it's just a facsimile. They don't. But because it's that cover, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking myself into something here that I probably shouldn't. I wanted to say maybe it should be an I'll be back. I'm talking myself into a worth it on this one. I would just go get the regular facsimile. It's a third, fourth, 27th print. Yeah, at this point, because it's a facsimile. But third prints, way years later, some of those are going for money now. I don't know. It just seems. I've talked myself into that this is a worth it and not an I'll be back, or a trap. Yes, they do. And we are. You would think, but there's only 1,000 of them. I just don't think it's going to drop that much. We'll see. Next, we got America number 12. This is the last issue and kind of a cool cover, so it's fairly limited because it was the last issue of this original America Chavez run. So people have started jumping on this one. Another cover. This one's up to $75 as well. Yeah, you're not getting the other connecting thing. This is true. He's not wrong. Ooh, I think it's a really cool cover. This is number 12. You have to wonder how hot a character is when she can only sustain a series for 12 issues, but I don't know if that's what it was always planned. But I don't like it for 75. I think that's a little high. I am gonna call this one an I'll be back. I know the problem with calling this an I'll be back, and I'll be honest, is 6 months from now, September, that's October, November, December, January, February. When does Multiverse of Madness come out? When is she gonna make her debut? So I would call this an I'll be back. I think between now and then it's an I'll be back. But because she's making her appearance around the time that we're going to be looking back at this, I'm going to call it a worth it. And like, I don't necessarily like it, but the timing around the movie and her premiering, I think probably keeps this book up around this price for those 6 months. Last issue cash, yeah. I think longer term, I think it's a trend. I think it comes back down. Yeah, go find one in a back issue bin. Definitely. True. They have cast her, and it is confirmed she's supposed to be there. Yes. I haven't read any of those. I have no idea. There you go. The recent one, the current series is still ongoing. So, yeah. All right. Next, Umbrella Academy Apocalypse Suite hardcover that just came out. This is a one per store thank you that came out. So, an Umbrella Academy going for $50 to $60. It is the same cover as the number one. It's a variant of the number one of this run. Whoa. And all right. So this is a hardcover. So this is hard for me. We don't get many hardcovers on here. I don't look at those. I know the hardcover market those books, once they disappear, can jump considerably. But is there enough Umbrella Academy love to make this actually go up? I got the impression like this is new. But maybe I'm wrong on this because he's asking what year it was. The way they talked about it, I thought it was new, but I did not actually double check that. It's currently going for $50 to $60. I'm kind of a meh on this myself. I put an I'll be back on this one. I'm not very confident in this one. I will be perfectly honest because hardcovers are tough. I appreciate you saying that. Sure can. Thank you. All right. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that one because I really don't know. Next, we got another cover. We got Marvel Action number 3, or Marvel Action Origins number 3. The Agnes Grabowski 1 in 10. $20 to $25 for this 1 in 10. Okay. A lot of these Marvel Action covers have jumped up. Some of them have even held. Seems pretty high. That's what my thought is on that. A lot of these help. This cover is, I get that it's Venom and Hulk. This cover is terrible. 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 As Barkley would say, terrible. This is terrible. No. $20 to $25 for this thing? Are you kidding me? No. No, this is avert your eyes. Thank you. Why not me? In Mario Paint, yeah. This is a dumpster fire. Dude, do that. Well, in that case, then it was really good while drunk. Yeah, terrible. I don't either, other than it's a cross up of Venom and Hulk. I don't get it. I mean, it's bad. So yeah. No, it's a trap. There's no way this holds. There is no way. I'll take the beating on this one because I will stand on my principles. That cover is not good enough to be worth $5, let alone $20. No, thank you. All right, next. Let's scroll on over here. We got Avengers Forever. So we're moving out of covers into a little comic buzz. And basically, we got the announcement this week that a bunch of... It is for kids, yes. Marvel Action is for kids. But still, that covers. Woof. Basically, a big announcement, Marvel, all these new series. We got what is it? Not Dark Reign. Devil's Reign and Fantastic Four, Reckoning War. And we're getting an Avengers Forever and a Timeless series. So we're getting this new series that's relaunching... So a new Avengers Forever series, which has to do with time travel and Kang, and people are all specking on this. So for some reason, it's caused renewed interest in this book, but we're talking $10. This is another one of those Tom Key Collector. Oh, there's a bunch of sales that went up to $10. Blanket, yeah, for blankets. I guess it's $10. It's a series. There's a new series coming. We may or may not really tie into this. We don't know yet. Seems like a silly thing to spec on to me. There's not really a first here other than the first time. And this is the first Avengers Forever series. I know there's a new event coming, but this is the only thing that keeps us from being a trap is the price of $10. This is an I'll be back. Yeah, I don't know that there's much to say about that thing. Next, a book's on the list, second week in a row. SpiderMan #1, the first meeting of Peter and Miles, of the 616 Peter and Miles and comics. So this is interesting. So I had to do some looking, and it prompts me that I need to sometimes follow through a little more often. I don't always have time to not trust what they're saying things are going for. But last week this hit the list, and it was on the CBSI list, and they were saying $50 to $60 is what this was jumped up to. So this week it was on Tom's list. So it was on opposite list this week, is what prompted me to look this up. Tom's saying an average of $20 for sales. I was like, wait, what the heck? What? So I went and looked over the last 2 weeks, and there were a couple of sales in the $50 to $60 range. There were. But it was actually a $20 to $40 book for the most part, with a couple of outliers. So both of them were wrong. And what it was going for, Tom was too low, they were too high. And it's a $20 to $40 book. 9.8, Char going for a little over 200. But why do we care about this all of a sudden? Second print is the one to look for. Yeah, that's probably the better one, lower print, if you really want to go after this book. People did love that series. Great series, worth it for $10. Okay, but I just don't know that it'll hold at $10 on that one. But I don't know. Anything Miles of Straight Cash. This book has hit the list a couple times, but I've never known Key's meetings, unless they're really, really, really early Silver Age stuff, first time two characters meet, to matter. Now, obviously, that Riri Shuri book just took off, but otherwise, name a first meeting that really matters that's not Silver Age. I just don't get this one. Yeah, it's a cool moment, but this is an I'll be back. I just don't. No, I put this as a trap even at $20 to $40. I think this is a $10 to $15 book. It's really what I think it is. First meetups are keys, but when have they held value? If you know of several, then the market is changing. Maybe I'm too slow to see it. But to me, this is a 10 to 20 at the most kind of book. It is not a $40 book, which is what most of the sales are. All right, next. I'm taking too long here. Pirate Queen. And really talked about that he missed on this. Another Bad Idea book. I thought Bad Idea was shutting down to relaunch to their little gimmick. Well, this is a one of 4. So I thought they had like 4 things they were putting out, and then they were done. Yeah. Anyway, we actually have 2 Bad Idea books on the list this week. Pirate Queen. Raw copies are going to $20 to $30. Was this another surprise? I don't even know what the gimmick was this time. I know some people are talking about it, that it was actually pretty good. The art, they were showing the art. It looked like the art was pretty good. Maybe it's actually a good story for once from Bad Idea. I don't know. I'm just kind of done with Bad Idea. I feel like they're way more focused on the gimmick of how they put these books out than they are on actually putting out solid product. Yeah. I've heard this one actually is the most positive stuff I've heard about the read and the art of any of these Bad Idea books. Like, this one does seem to have it. This is the only Bad Idea. So there does seem to be a little bit of that. I still put this as an I'll be back, because other than that original hero action or whatever, all the Bad Idea books have come back from the initial ENIAC. All the Bad Idea books have fallen back after they've hit this list. Everything has been and I'll be back, except for that original hero action thing that was a complete surprise. So this new Valiant, yeah. It just doesn't seem to me. It seems to me they're more worried about their little gimmicks than they are about the books. This one maybe is an exception, But to me, I'm still putting this on I'll Be Back, which is at $20 to $30. It just seems too much, which is the same thing I say about the next Bad Idea book, Monster Kill Squad, also going for $20 to $30. This, I haven't heard anybody, I haven't even seen a second or third issue of most of these books. Like, never seen a single person talk about these series other than the gimmick when they first come out. Same thing here. I'm putting these all as I'll Be Back. Like, they've managed to hold some value, these Bad Idea books, but they have not held what the initial spark people are going after. Key Comics saying it's a trap. In 20 and 30, maybe they are traps. I'm still saying I'll Be Back, but yeah. It was not, but the guy behind Bad Ideas, the guy that was behind the relaunch of Valiant before he kind of got bought out, or he sold out, and then he started this, and they're already talking about relaunching this with a new name, and it's just so much, it's just all gimmick, and it doesn't seem to be substance to me. So that's why I don't have a lot of faith in these books, particularly long term. There you go. All right, next. Okay, Star Slayer #2, first appearance of the Rocketeer. So we got news this week that Disney is going to be bringing out a new Rocketeer show for Disney Plus. So I'll be honest, like, I never really looked into this. I always assumed, like, I saw the movie as a kid, I always assumed Rocketeer was like a golden age character, like, because of when he's based and everything else. Like, he was this old Silver Age, Golden Age, like, character. I had no idea that he wasn't until just recently, like the last year or so, like, that he was like a Dave Stevens invention from the 80s. I had no clue about this. This book you can definitely find in dollar bins. Right now it's going for $40 to $60. A 9.8 hit $5.50. I lean toward this being, this has long been a very undervalued book. Well, maybe. Like, you say it was undervalued, but there was no buzz about anybody ever doing anything with Rocketeer until just recently. Yeah, I thought he was like an old school Buck Rogers. I mean, he's a takeoff of those kind of characters, but I thought he actually was one. I had no idea until recently. This book has probably definitely been undervalued, all things considered how much we love the nostalgia in childhood. And, you know, I remember that movie. It was goofy and fun, and yeah, and Jennifer Connelly. Woo. So that movie was made by them. This is a dumpster fire. I don't think it's a dumpster fire, because if Disney makes a series, this book's going to take off. I just think we're ways out from the series. So I lean toward it being an I'll Be Back, but I actually wrote down worth it, because I think there's enough nostalgia here, and with a series on the horizon by Disney, I think it probably holds in this range for a while, and then when the series comes out, it jumps up more. I'm really saying straight cash. I think once the series out, yeah, it'll be straight cash compared to what it is right now. If the series is a hit, it'll be really straight cash compared to what it is right now. I think for the next 6 months to a year, while we're kind of in the lull, probably an I'll Be Back, but I did put worth it. So, yeah. Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, Pacific Comics. I bet you can still find this. I bet there's people that don't even know what this is that have it in back issue bins. So good luck hunting for this one. But yeah, I think this one's probably worth it. Next, we got Werewolf by Night, second week in a row. And another one of these weird, same thing I saw on the SpiderMan. Like last week, CBSI was like $50 book. This week, Tom says a $20 book. Says 25. The reality is it's kind of a $20 to $40 book. So which you could say maybe Tom was a little closer on this one. But yeah, it was another one where they're like, Tom was low, they were high. It was kind of, yeah. So this is supposedly, so here's the spec around this. Supposedly, Marvel and Disney are working on a Halloween special for 22. Not for this Halloween, for 2022. Supposedly, we might get some of Marvel's horror characters. So people are specking that we're going to get Werewolf by Night and that we would get this Jake Gomez version of the character, which is the new one from the 2021 run or 2020 run. What? There's no confirmation of this. This is all just rumor and spec. No confirmation on any of this. It's going for 20 to 4, like I said, $40. A 9.8 hit 400. This is absolutely at best, and I'll be back. I'm putting trap. I think this is silly. Especially over the next 6 months. Maybe we'll get news, but no, we don't even know for sure. I do not know what the print run on that is. Yeah. Even small single bite. Well, so, and maybe people are specking on this because it's cheap compared to the original Werewolf by Night, and it's actually affordable, but yeah. Yeah, so that's what I saw. Yeah. So yes. So there's a few sales under that, but yeah, it's been $40. So it was, yeah, one was a little high, one was a little low. So there you go. All right, next. What we got next? Invincible Iron Man #7, the Woman of Power variant. Again, first appearance / cameo, however you want to break it down, of Riri. This is the Day Lopez Women of Power variant. This book has started to take off a little bit. 9.8 hit $1,100 this week. Get this for free on New Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day this year. Woo! The Werewolf or the Invincible? I think there's definitely some truth to that. Not yet. Not yet. Well, yeah, it hits the list because it's Riri, but this is the variant of 7. So you have the main cover, you have the third print, and this is the variant. This one's actually taken off now a little bit, going for a little more at $1,100 for a 9.8. Over the next 6 months to a year, I think anything Riri over the next year is probably straight cash. I'd be very surprised if it comes down, if it doesn't isn't at least worth it, just because the Riri buzz is going to continue to kind of build as we approach her actually appearing. We know she's been cast. We know she's going to be a Black Panther now. Yeah. No, this is probably the better of the two, but yeah. It's still not a great cover. No, I agree. It's just it's the Riri key. Yeah. Jackie O wants her dress back. This is the Jackie O dress, isn't it? I hadn't thought about that. So there you go. All right, next. Oh my gosh, this book. New Avengers #7, first appearance of the Illuminati. This book has been on this list 37 times, if it's been on this list once in over the last 3 years. The Illuminati are coming to the MCU. The Illuminati are coming to the MCU. There's no actual evidence or proof or anything of this. It won't die. Yes, this book will not die. The sad thing is they're putting it on the list because it's at $20. It's been at $20 like 27 different times, falling back to 10, been to 20, been to 30. Nobody cares still. No. This week, it's back on the list. 9.8 is $285 for this, which is probably worth it, but meh. Because now there's rumors that maybe, because in Multiverse of Madness, in the Doc Strange movie, that we're going to see Professor X. This is kind of like the rumors I'm going to talk to you about a little bit over this next book. The next book. How many freaking things are going to be in this movie? Like, this Omega Mephisto is coming. Keep comics say straight cash. But it's not even a Professor X key. It's just an Illuminati key. That means we have to actually see the Illuminati. When are we going to see that? 2025? 2030? No, I'm not. This is only because it's only $20. So I say I'll be back. There's no. This is no. Yeah. 1/10 of what people expect. Well, and Tony's gone, and yeah, we don't have Reed yet, and like, how far are we from the? We're a long way from an Illuminati thing. Yeah. If they say it's a key, yes. So there you go. All right, next. Amazing Spider-Man 546. First appearance of Mr. Negative and Jackpot. And this is why this has been on the list before for those first appearances. This hit the list because people noticed that in the trailer, Pete is running through. There's a scene where he's running through what appears to be a food bank. And then a set photo leaked with a food truck truck on it that had Feast, which is the name of the food bank in Marvel Comics that is run by Mr. Negative. Are you getting all this? So we must be getting Mr. Negative. Oh wait, but Miles also worked at that food bank, so maybe we're getting Miles. So people are jumping on this book for $15 and $200 for 9.8. And again, how many characters are gonna appear? I don't own this much trash. I mean, it's ASM. It's $15. It's a villain first appearance for $15. So it's probably worth it, right? But it's just stupid spec that suddenly people care about it because they think there's a food truck with the name Feast on it. Because they can't use the food bank without using that guy. And even if we get that guy, does he actually appear? So I did put worth it on this because it's ASM for $15, but I really just wanted to put this is stupid. Yeah. This right here. They'd love to drop Easter eggs and not necessarily follow through on them. Yeah. This is my stance. He has my exact stance. Just what he says. And I'll stop talking for a second. The food truck. Yeah, when it comes, I mean, it's coming. We're going to get them because of the multiverse and everything else. But, yeah. So the jackpot's back. There you go. All right, last book this week. ASM 337. So I'm a little confused by the way they described this, but the Return of the Sinister Six, according to the way Tom said it on the video, and I need to double check on this, but and I didn't have time. I'll be honest, I didn't have time this morning to check after I looked at Tom's video. Is that this is actually the second appearance of the Silver? Okay, so he made it appear. They talk like this is actually the second appearance of the Sinister Six after the annual. This is the second one. And then they said it was the second appearance after the Silver Age, which would imply there was a third appearance. Yeah, I can't do a Tom impression. I'm not good at impressions. His fourth. Worst cover so far. It's not a good. It's 1990 Spider-Man. So, yeah. Shouldn't this be right in the middle of the McFarlane Larson? I don't know who did this, but yeah, this is crappy. If it's truly the second appearance of the Sinister Six and the first time they appear since the Silver Age, the fact that it's only $18 raw and only $275 for 9.8 kind of surprises me. That makes me think worth it, if not straight cash. He's saying it is Larson. I can't actually tell looking at it. Maybe if I look over here on my screen instead of like. Oh, it is Larson. Wow, I usually like Larson. That is not a good Larson cover. Yeah, it is. It does say Larson. That is Eric Larson right there when I look at it bigger. So like if this is truly the second, and like I said, I didn't get a chance to confirm this, that we see the Sinister Six, to me, this is probably still undervalued. I can't believe it's actually that cheap. I'll be honest. So with the movie coming, if we even get a hint of Sinister Six, this is straight cash. Straight cash. Oh man. Yeah. Simonson, Larson inked by Simonson. Yeah, they're both signatures are there. You're correct. Yeah, if I look at it like where I can actually see it on my screen instead of having it in the background, yeah, you can see it. I bet you can. I would bet definitely. But yeah, to me, if this is truly their second appearance, which I didn't get a chance to confirm that, then it's this. So that's this week's books. I went for 40 minutes rambling. Yeah, definitely. All right, let's get this over here. Let's stop this. Let's remove. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out. We got over 50 people in here right now to hear me ramble and make shit up as I go. So thank you guys a lot for watching. We'll see how I do. We're in a period right now where I'll have a lot of almost all the look backs should have me having comments on them that I did as cash or trash. Thank you. I will do so. You guys enjoy your Sunday. I'll be back tonight for whatever report. It's 6:45 Central, do about 7:30. Actually have some things to talk about this time. We're playing D&D on Big Will's channel tonight at 8 Central to about 10. And then Tuesday night, we'll be wrapping up Fables on the Indie Show. So come join me for that with Unruly and Sharon, Life of Two YouTubers, Rena, and John's Comics with Kids. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Boo, Gators. No. You guys rolled yesterday, so yeah. Probably going to roll most of the season. And next week probably will not be one of these because I'm going to be gone to visit family and hang out with my nephew for his birthday. So yeah, so there probably won't be one of these next week. So there should still be a look back. Probably won't be a cash or trash next week, and then we'll go from there. So, all right, thanks, guys. We will catch you later. Don't hit that button. Don't hit the leave studio. Hit the end broadcast.